Alrighty, so Euro AUD, we break this down. So firstly, a few things. The market's been quite volatile. We've had 100 pip, massive moves, whipsawing up and down. So on this occasion, I recommend we change the time frame to the 12-hour. And if you break into the 12-hour, you can see, we can see very clear market structure here. We can see, previous high, a low. Look at the impulsive wave here. We have, somewhat of a correction here. We retest the lows that we break here. So we break these lows. We have a lower low. We have a lower high. This would have been an excellent sell if we had seen it. Obviously I've been sick. I've been out of action. But, I hope some of you guys are still looking at the charts and marking up yourselves because, for example, Ben, he can't be on the call right now. He managed to hit 7.9% last week in a few trades. I haven't seen the trades he took, but he sent me a message on Friday telling me he'd had a cracking week. So there's opportunity in the market. I have missed a lot of it, being ill and stuff like this, but now we can see Euro AUD. We have this new lower low. We're waiting for a lower high. Look at the candlesticks. We can see there is selling pressure at this level here. Does this all make sense to you guys? There's nothing new here. Everything, you have been learning, you have been watching. This is all we are doing. You can see selling pressure here in the zone. And we are, 50% of this impulsive leg here. So if we pull our fib from the previous high to the new low, we are around that 50% area and we are, at a strong zone as well. This looks really good for the new week. Now, if you look on the 1 hour, you can see we've broken the lows.
We're 45 minutes.
You can see here on the 1 hour of Euro AUD, we have broken the lows. We have, a new lower low here, and we have the pullback here. And, we had a few candles, but honestly, this is too late for me on a Friday to take this trade. You guys, if you know me, I very rarely take trades on a Friday night here in Sydney because next morning is the market close and we don't want to be going into the weekend, with an open position that's not secure because we don't know what happens over the weekend and, we could take an unnecessary loss. But this looks really good for the new week. So if I'm looking at this for, Monday, I simply, I might even just take an entry around these levels with a nice stop loss above the high and, a target to the bottom of the zone. And we have a nice 5.43 risk to reward trade. And, you can see the candlesticks. You have, an engulfing here. You have selling pressure here. So let's see what happens on the open. The next strong selling candle will be a good entry on this. Now, regarding, other trades, we missed a few opportunities in the previous week. So one of them was USD CHF. We missed this buy opportunity from here. So you can see, a higher than these highs. We pull back, all the way, and then we push from here. And if you change the time frame here to the daily, you can see it even more clearly. You can see, previous high, previous low. Here's the new higher high, here's the rejection, and then, we had the continuation here. Same thing on AUD CHF. So if we were to mark these zones out just quickly to show you guys, we have a previous high point here. We have, I would mark this zone out in here, and, we could target the highs up here, and it would have been a full target trade. But if I just rewind this for you, you can see here on the 1 hour, we had an absolute textbook entry. I was almost absolutely annoyed with myself that I missed this, but, it is what it is. You can see here, after the daily rejection, we have a classic inverse head and shoulders. We break the high. Here's the new higher high here. You have all these candles here. You have this strong rejection. You have this one here. You could have easily taken an entry with your stops below and your target up here, and this just would have flown. and we just make new higher highs and higher lows off to our towards our target. So all textbook stuff, and look, we missed it, but it is what it is. So now moving to the new week, what we're
Sammy,
looking
with that,
for. Yep.
can you just go back to that one? With the AUD, I think it was AUD CHF.
AUD CHF. Oh, we were going through NZD CHF.
Oh, okay, yeah, NZD. Can you go?
Yeah.
That one. The one where you said the head and shoulders.
Yeah,
so
that's here.
Usually we take the retest off the neckline of the head and shoulders, but then what to you indicated for you to take that earlier?
Well, you see here we have a very clear shift in market structure. We have a new higher high here, right? Yeah. And I tell you this, that we have 3 head and shoulders formations. The first one is the symmetric head and shoulders, where, yes, we wait for the break of the neckline and the retest. The second form we have is the asymmetric head and shoulders, something like this. So simply, you have to contextualize the market. You have to contextualize the price action, what is going on. So with an asymmetric head and shoulders, you have a left shoulder, you have a new high point, and now you have a lower high here. So this is, it's already showing you the slowing down of, the buying momentum. The price has formed a new lower high, and now we simply have to wait for, a lower low to take an entry here. And finally, what we have here is, the third form of head and shoulders, which is this. So you have the left shoulder, you have the head, and then you have a lower low, and most of the time, this lower low, it's not a pumping lower low, or it's not a pumping higher high. It's somewhat lower or higher than the previous lower high, and then we often come back to the level of the left shoulder, where we take a candlestick's entry here with our stop loss above, and this is exactly what we have here. The price action has actually shifted here. We have a low, a lower high, a new lower low, we have a higher high here, and now look, we have to retest at least 50%. This is too close. Where's the next level? Right there, bang. 61.8 would be 50 or 61.8, somewhere thereabouts. There we go, 61.8 areas on the fib. And we have plenty of candles here to confirm the buy. So now we have a simple higher high, we have a higher low, and you can take this rejection, you can take this engulfing with your stop. Simply, I would go below, this level here and our target up here, and I would pay myself, somewhere along here, because you can see this support, resistance, support, and this level would be a nice level for me to take a part out of my profits. Make sense?
Yep. Yeah,
so a lot of people, I've seen this question quite often, and a lot of people, they see a head and shoulders and they're like, oh, okay, I have to just wait for a break and retest of the next line. Yes, this is correct, but you also have to contextualize, what does a head and shoulders mean? You have to understand what's going on with the price action. On this occasion, we see, lower lows and lower highs into a zone. And now we see, firstly, a shift in the market structure, and then we see a shift in the momentum with a higher low confirmed by candlesticks. And we have to take the trade, because we are playing in terms of probabilities here. We're not playing in, certainties. And this is where, practice and time on the charts will truly help us. Because if you look at the charts, like I promise you, 85% of the time, it's a head and shoulders before the drop or the pump.
And to help with that as well, if I can just chime in, I can chime in as well, before we even look at that, you're looking at the daily in 12 hours. So you can see, on the larger scale time of things, that the market's, showing you feel like there's a big wick, for example. It's showing, okay, buyers or sellers are running out of momentum. There's going to be a shift. So then you can start looking at this kind of stuff and be like, okay, more often than not, it's going to do the reversal kind of thing.
Yeah, that's absolutely correct, Harris. Absolutely correct. And this is why, you know, that's the beauty of waiting for these larger time frame candles, is we're seeing the entry of, you know, the opposing momentum. So on this occasion, we're waiting for buying momentum. We saw that on a larger time frame. And then on the shorter time frame, you know, we're waiting for that shift to occur on the 1 hour or the 30 minutes or whatever it is. And more often than not, we see reversal patterns in the form of head and shoulders, double tops, triple tops, so on and so forth. So, makes sense to everyone?
Yep.
Okay, nice.
Yeah, nice. Spot on.
Now,
yeah, cool.
for the new week, I have a couple of pairs I'm looking at. So, firstly, I like AUD USD. Again, you know, it's a textbook setup. We can see a very clear higher high. We can see, you know, this impulsive wave, and, you know, we're pulling back. I expect, you know, and then this looks clean on the 12 hour. So if you look here on the 12 hour, you know, here's the previous high, here's the new higher high right here. And, you know, the only thing missing here, I just want to see if this is around 50% of our fibs, and it's around 50%, and we're reacting to this previous this previous resistance, which we now look to act as support. And we have, you know, a strong, you know, we have some form of rejection to the zone. Now, again, this is not a cue for us to go in and blindly buy the market. What we need to see on the shorter time frame, and what you will see here is, you know, again, we need to see something like this. So we have now a lower low, lower than these lows, this range bound market. So I expect, you know, some form of double top, a new higher high, a higher low to retest, you know, this price action to take an entry here, with our stops below and our target up here. And as you can see, the risk to reward has massive potential for us here already. But, you know, this is not ready yet. And you can see we're clearly, you know, you can even join the dots here with a trend line of sorts. And you can see, you know, this market structure is lower lows and lower highs. And we go range bound, a lower low, and we need to see some form of double top or something to take an entry on this. So we need to wait for this one. The next one I'm looking at is AUD CAD. Does that make sense to you guys, or am I going quickly?
No, that's spot on. I'm just going to wait for a nice, just wait for a nice daily or 12-hour, you know, confirmation. And then we can look further into it.
Yeah, exactly. Again, here, AUD CAD. So already because I've gone through it, you know, I was going through it and I thought this would be a great lesson to have a session with everyone. But I can already see, you know, across the board, we're expecting some AUD strength. So again, AUD CAD here, you know, if we're looking on the daily, we've had some, you know, pretty like whipsaw markets. But now if you contextualize this a bit more on the 12 hour, you can see, you know, we have had a higher high here. We're deep in the pullback here. So one of two things can occur. We can push to the 100% level, form a head and shoulders, in which case, you know, our hypothesis is not correct. Or, you know, we can push, form the higher low and shoot. And, you know, I'm betting on the AUD strength, you know, for the next while, given what's going on around the world. But this is a bit of fundamental knowledge which I have as well. So simply, you know, the plan is the same. We want to see a strong rejection or engulfing in this area. So it's still not ready yet on the larger time frame. But we've ascertained the trend. You know, we have a clear impulsive wave. We have a clear corrective structure. Now we need to wait for our candlesticks. And again, the same plan on the shorter time frame. If you look here on the 1 hour, again, you know, this is very clear lower lows and lower highs. Here's the low, here's the lower high, here's the new lower low, the lower high, the low, the lower high. Now we have a new lower low, potentially retesting this level for a lower high. I maybe expect some consolidation, and we want to see a break, a retest, to take this trade to the upside. So again, you know, same plan. We just have to wait for this price action to evolve on the 12-hour and stuff to give us, you know, what we want to see.
Do you reckon there's AUD strength happening now because of the upcoming election?
No,
really
it's because commodities, so gold and stuff, they're heavily supported, and the AUD and New Zealand dollar, they're strong currencies and economies that rely heavily on commodity prices. And obviously, given what's going on around the world with the war and stuff, commodity prices, you know, gold, silver, oil, everything is elevated. And this is supporting the current AUD and New Zealand dollar strength. But, you know, this kind of stuff, it helps if you understand a little bit, but, you know, you don't need to go out of your way to now study, you know, economics so you understand this stuff. Again, you know, we're technical traders. We trade what the candlesticks are telling us. We trade, you know, trends and stuff. So your technical analysis knowledge is sufficient to help you. Next, I was looking at, I actually took a counter trend sell on AUD JPY 2 weeks ago, and you know, it was a break even. We'll go through that at a later time because I know some of you need to go. So AUD New Zealand dollar, we missed this as well. This was a textbook setup. I think, you know, I was telling you guys we were waiting for the higher low a week or two ago. And we got that because we broke these highs here. We have a higher high, a clear impulsive wave. We have a strong rejection to a strong level. We are retraced 50% of this move. And on the shorter time frame, I'd even drawn all this out. I just missed the trade. I was not looking at my charts. And we had a very, very clear entry here. First, let me start this off for you guys on the 1 hour. You have a low, a high, and now you have some range bound action. And now you have this higher high, and we retrace to this level, and you see a strong rejection candle. And you could have taken this on the 30 minutes. So see, the price action is clearer on the 30 minutes here. Like I mentioned, we have a low, a high, a lower low, a lower high, and now you have some sideways action, and now you have this new higher high, and we retrace to this level of resistance right here. Look at the rejection, and now we have the strong rejection candle. On this occasion, you know, I would go just a few pips below the zone, something like this, with a target, you know, up to here, and you'd have a simple 3.83 risk to reward trade. And, you know, textbook stuff, like even to trade manage this, you can see clearly we go range bound, no reason to get out of the trade here. New higher high, a higher low, and then no surprises, you know, we have a full target there. Makes sense to you guys? I just wanted to show you guys that because I didn't put it in an outlook, and I wanted to show you guys the setups in the last couple of weeks because I've been sick and, you know, I haven't been attentive. So next we have on the watch list, I think was Euro AUD, which I explained to you guys earlier. I also have Euro CAD here. So let's, you know, again, we're interested in the most recent price action. We don't care what's happened, you know, all the way back up here. So we've got the trend here on the daily, and you can see, you know, we have a low, a high, a new lower low. We expect this to pull back to these levels, but it's clear on the 12-hour. You can see, you know, the market structure is super clear. Let me get rid of this and break it down for you guys on the 12-hour here. You can see here, you know, you have this, you have this lower low, lower high, you know, we missed this sell, could have targeted down here. Now we have a new lower low, and I expect this to pull back to this level here. This is a nice 50%, 61.8 level to take on the next continuation. So we need to see this price push up more. So similar to Euro AUD, the plan is the same. And why do I have my level? Because this is way too shallow. This is a strong, significant level. As you can see, you know, we had a strong bounce here. And I expect this to, you know, react nice confluence with the trend line. Of course, the trend line is secondary, but it all lines up nicely. So, you know, you have to contextualize the market, and we just have to wait and see. Now, of course, if we push up in here, we have all our candlestick confirmation and the shift in market structure on the shorter time frame. This is an excellent sell for, you know, a few hundred pips back down, you know, another potential 200 pip trade. So that's on the watch list as well. Now, this is Euro CHF. I took a loss on this, and obviously it's pumping down, but it's just been the nature of the market recently. So Euro GBP, this looks really good for me. Let's start on the daily time frame. You know, you can see the market is moving in this channel. Yeah, you can join the dots as I have marked out. So we're moving in this ascending channel. We have a fake out of the trend line here. But this is why trend lines are secondary. This is a break out of the trend line, but this is not a shift in market structure. We have a high, and now we have 100% retracement with a, you know, nice engulfing here on the daily. Now let's break the price down to the 4 hour, and you can see, you know, on the 4 hour we have this low, this high, this low, this high, this low. So we haven't broken any highs yet. So I need to see a new higher high on the 4 hour to come back down to retest, and then, you know, we can look at the shorter term price action. Now, is there any potential pattern you guys can already see forming? I'm going to give you a strong hint. Any takers?
Yeah, an inverse head and shoulders.
There we go. So what I expect to occur is some, you know, a new low point forming, and then I want to see a new higher high to take this trade as such, right? And then we have an inverse head and shoulders. We have a reversal pattern. We have a reversal in the market structure, so on and so forth. And it looks like a strong buy. Make sense?
Yeah, bro.
Excellent, excellent. I'm glad you guys are spotting this stuff as well. Next I have on the watch list I was looking at is Euro NZD, similar to, you know, Euro CAD, Euro AUD. Again, we don't need to trade all of these pairs. In fact, I'm going to add Euro AUD and Euro NZD to the watch list because they look cleaner than Euro CAD. And you can see this on the 12 hour. Again, we have a lower low. So if I mark this market structure out for you guys, you'll see a low point, a high, a new lower low here. Again, you know, we pull back to this double bottom, double top we formed here. We have strong rejections, and, you know, we have the new impulsive wave. Now, the most updated price action, we have this lower low, and we expect a lower high around here to continue down. Now, I got my levels from the 8 hour here, and you'll see why on the 8 hour. So you can see this strong level of support. We had sideways action. We have a double top, an asymmetric double top. We have a lower low. And we are reacting to this previous level of support that we want to act as resistance. So let's see, and we expect the push down. Now on the shorter time frame, what are we going to be waiting for on this? So you can see on this, we still have nothing yet. On the 1 hour, we have, you know, gone range bound. We have a new higher high. So I expect, you know, something like this to take an entry next week. Make sense?
Yeah, man.
So it's all, you know, straightforward. We're literally just repeating, you know, trend analysis, market structure over and over again. I also have GBP AUD. So as you can see, like I mentioned earlier on in this call, we are expecting AUD strength. So we're expecting AUD USD, AUD CAD to pump. We're expecting Euro AUD, you Euro NZD to sell off, GBP AUD as well to sell off. So GBP AUD, I quite like this. We have been dropping here for massive moves. This is over 1,000 pip move here. And you can see now we have this low, we have formed a high, now we have a new lower low. Just from here to here is, over 300 pips to sell off. And why I'm interested in this is you can see on the 12-hour, we're seeing selling pressure. Look at the form of the candles. We have, indecision candles here. What does this, show to us? It shows us, these candles have very thin bodies. So we know that the market structure is bound in here. And what we need to see is a lower low, a lower high, and a continuation. And if I go to the 1 hour, this is exactly what you're going to see here. You can see here, we are going sideways. And, we have formed a higher high, a higher low at the previous level of resistance. Now we have somewhat of a double top. So we have this, and I expect to see something like this to take the sell, to target the low point here. Straightforward, right?
Yeah, I agree. I like it when it goes range bound because you can easily identify the break.
Yeah, you can easily identify the break and retest. And if you cannot, and it's not clear, we don't have to take a trade. We don't have to take the trade. So GBP AUD, and then what else am I looking at? GBP CHF as well. This was on the watch list. And again, this comes from the 12-hour. I sent this in the Market Outlook channel as well. So you can go through that. But quickly to recap here, we have a new lower low textbook. We have a correction to, a strong, significant level. Look at the candles through here. And now, we simply want to target these lows. So if we look at the 4-hour, you can see we have, this. We have a triple top head and shoulders formation, and you'll see that on the 1 hour here as well. Now, the only problem on this for me is that the risk to reward is slightly gonna, it's not very good because this range or this triple top was quite massive, you can see. And our target is only down here, but we can refine this a little on the 30-minute and see what we're going to get. So how do we identify the break and retest here? You can see strong level of support, bang, bang. We have a clear lower low, clear as daylight, right? Now we are retesting this strong level. So, tomorrow, what I want to see is some strong levels of rejection candles here, and, my stop loss something up here to target here, but I need at least a 3-to-1 risk to reward. So, say if hypothetically, if we're using that candle, we will not have a 3-to-1 risk to reward. That's a 2.5-to-1. So we need to see this push a bit higher so we can safely set our stop loss, to a 3-to-1 risk to reward. So keep an eye on this. This looks good, but, don't force it too tight. If there's nothing clear where you can safely set your stops at least above this high, because you can see we have this low, this high, we have somewhat of a double bottom, a lower high here, and now we have this push. So we want to take an entry here, stops at least above this high, to take this sell. So it's a bit, this one's purely dependent on risk to reward. Makes sense to you guys? And
yeah, bro. Sorry, I just muted myself.
Yeah.
Sorry. Yeah.
No worries. And finally, what else was I looking at? NZD code, NZD CHF. These are double tops now. So we want to see break of the structure. NZD JPY, nothing. NZD USD, we're breaking the lows. So we want to see this push, something like this. And USD CAD. This has been on the watch list for a while. I think if you recall from the previous market outlooks, you can see this clear impulsive wave. And where are we on the fibs? It has a little bit more to push up. How's the daily looking? We're seeing some form of rejections to this zone here. This is a support. We broke it, acted as support again. So, maybe we can push up a bit more to take the sell here. So this looks really good as well. This candle is not very convincing for me. What's the 4 hour showing? We are seeing, somewhat of a break here. So we do have, somewhat of a reversal. So let's see if we get something like this. Again, we have the potential for, the head and shoulders I was talking about, where you have this left shoulder, you have a head, you have a lower low. We pull back to these levels, form the right shoulder and the continuation. And that way we can have excellent risk to reward. And, that would be a really good setup to take if we get that targeting the lows again. So, that is the market outlook for this week. There's quite a few interesting setups here lining up, and I wanted to do it live because I know I've not been active while I've been ill. So I wanted to, get you guys back into the gist of things and prepared for the moves coming up in the new week. Any questions,
Perfect,
guys?
bro. That was great. Same with me. I've been a little bit absent this week, been a bit busy, but it's good to get back at it now, get in the swing of things.
Yeah, and the market has we were off to a flyer in January and February, and then towards the end of February, we had everything start off with the war in Ukraine. All the sanctions, global sanctions, it has been massive impact on global economies, and it's translated across, all markets, stock market, the currency market, stuff like this. So, it happens, and this is just the industry we are in. We have to take the good with the bad. We have to remain patient, and we have to follow our rules. And if you follow the rules, there really hasn't been much to trade. So in that case, get on with your lives, concentrate on your other side hustles. I know some of you run businesses, some of you do other things as well. And then you come back to the market on a week like this. And this is why, every week it's good to spend an hour every day or every couple of days to backtest and refine your skill set. So, some people ask me, why do I backtest all the I always backtest at least an hour, 2 a week. Still, after the countless hours I've spent on the charts, I backtest because this is, sharpening your eye. As you can see, for example, a textbook head and shoulders does not play out all the time the same way. And you need to just continue to, refresh your memory, sharpen your eye. So when these things play out, you're ready to, use your instinct and you're not second guessing yourself. If you spend some time away from the charts, you come back, you find, oh crap. Is this right? Is this wrong? Compared to, when you're actively taking trades, you're more confident. And then when you take some time off, a few quiet weeks, you start second guessing yourself. And the way you break through that barrier is backtesting, and you refine your skill set again.
Yeah, it's not like LeBron James only plays on game days now.
Exactly, 100%. LeBron James, he does not just show up to shoot hoops on game day. This guy's shooting hundreds, if not thousands of hoops during the week before his game. And, this is what we have to do. And when there's nothing to do, it's back testing. It's not, there's nothing to do in the market. It's go back in time. Take a look at maybe some opportunity we might have missed, things like this, and send me your charts, because then we can hit up, I can make you Loom videos and stuff, and you can refine your skill set. And then, if you feel like you need a call, we can do the calls as well.